Lisa Hooser.
James Hooser.
All right, guns. Let's talk about guns. What do? Well, obviously, guns are used and made to shoot things, shoot objects that originally were for game, but they have come to be used against other humans, which is a sad fact, but it's a true fact nowadays. They've been around for hundreds of thousands of, or not thousands, hundreds of years. In America, they helped America become what it is today. So why are we trying to control it? Why are we trying to cut back on guns? Some people, half and half, some people think, yeah, let's get rid of the guns. Let's make it safer. But the other half, or more, actually says, no, I'm not giving up my gun because I can't trust the person next to me. I'm on the side with the people that think we should not get rid of guns. We need guns in our life, and I'm going to explain why. In America, whenever we were made, there was an amendment made specifically for guns. I mean, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Originally, that was for game, obviously, because you had to provide for your family. You had to go out and shoot animals, skin the animals, and cook it. Otherwise, how would you survive? But it became known more as a protective amendment because, like I said, you can't trust the person next to you unless they're family and you've known them your whole life. So guns almost put people on a respect level. Kind of, I respect you, you respect me. So, you have a gun, I have a gun, so let's not mess with each other unless you have to. So, approximately 280 million guns are supposedly owned by Americans in this country. There's probably about 306 million in America today, and it's growing extremely fast. So, with that in mind, you can kind of see that most people own a gun if you go 1-to-1, but most people own more than one gun. Approximately 32,000 people die a year from guns. And that sounds like a big number, but actually 2/3 of them are suicides. So 2/3 of it is someone's choice. It's not affecting others, it's their decision and it's their life. So you cut down that fact, only about 10,000 people out of the 306 million are actually being assaulted or hurt by guns, and most of them are accidents. So what happens if we do put gun control in? Just think about that for a minute. Everyone gives up their guns, everyone decides, I'm going to give up my protection as long as everybody else does. But does everybody else really give up their protection? Because as far as I'm concerned, criminals don't follow laws. That's why they're criminals. They break them. So if you take guns out of everyone's hands, you're also taking guns out of the good, law-abiding citizens that would never break a law and just want to protect their family. But you're allowing criminals that, if they have the means to, which I'm sure they do, they can get their hands on a gun through the black market, underground ways, unlicensed ways, cross borders. It's going to happen. So why would we get rid of our protection and allow criminals to run rampant on the streets? Let's look at what happened in other countries historically that used gun control. Surprisingly, one of the countries was Germany, right before the Second World War. Hitler, who was loved by the people, elected by the people, he decided, you know what, guys, let's get rid of guns. Let's go ahead and be a little bit more civilized. We'll be a less violent country. As soon as he gets rid of the guns, what happens? Well, he goes on a 6 million Jew killing spree, and a couple million more people that were deemed imperfect by him. So the people were not able to protect themselves from the soldiers marching around with guns. So they were basically defenseless. Same thing in Russia. Joseph Stalin, followed suit with Hitler, and look what happened. He went on not as big of a killing spree as Hitler, but he did something very similar, killing people that didn't agree with him. And when government gets too big, that's just not fair, because, or back to the Second Amendment, the reason why that was put in is so that people can revolt against the government if it gets a little too big for its sphere. Guns are the right to guns is the right to revolt, the right to a voice, the right to stand up for what you believe in a violent way, obviously, which hopefully no one wants to get to. So if guns actually kill about 10,000 people a year, and they're made illegal, how come cars and cigarettes aren't made illegal? Because if you think about it, cars and cigarettes kill more people every year than guns by a large margin. So why are we still allowed to drive around in cars? Why is tobacco still sellable? Well, people would say, well, we need cars to get places, and tobacco is a big revenue for America. Guns are a big revenue for America. You get rid of guns, where are we going to get that other? Where are we going to find that other resource? We're already in a huge amount of debt. Back to the criminals. Think about this: people with murderous intent, they're going to find a way to do it. It doesn't matter how; they're going to find a way to do it. Without guns, they're going to find something else to beat the person to death, stab the person to death in a more of a gruesome way than guns would. And I'm not saying that with guns it's okay, to kill people. It's not. But guns are a tool, much like a lot of other things. Saying a gun kills a person is like saying a spoon made someone fat, which that's their choice. They're the ones behind the trigger. They're the ones picking up the spoon. So let me paint this picture for you. If you were a criminal and you were out one night and you decide, you know what, I'm going to rob someone's house. Most people don't do that. Do you want to know why they don't do that? Because you don't know what the person in that house has. You don't trust that if you try to say, oh, well, calm down, I'll just leave, that they won't shoot you on sight. So in a country that you know has gun control, you're sitting there thinking, okay, my buddy got me, something like this. This is unloaded. This is a typical household protection gun, a .357 revolver. You're thinking, okay, I got this. They don't have this. So I'm just going to walk into their house, and if they put up any sort of a fight, I've got one, basically. They're not going to be able to do anything to me. I can do what I want. So think about it as if you're a criminal that doesn't know if they have a gun or not. You're not about to walk right into that house. So just think about that a little bit. So, in total, you get rid of guns, you get rid of people's protection, you get rid of people's ability to fight back. People can take advantage of it. People that have more power than them, which is unequal, which is obviously against what America stands for. So next time you're thinking about, we should probably do gun control, just think about all the consequences that could happen if it actually goes into effect.